If you're wondering how to sous vide brisket, then you're in the right spot. This isn't the fastest recipe. It does take about 48 hours to sous vide brisket, but it is delicious. Hey, it's Jenna here from Sip Bite Go, and today I'm going to share with you how to sous vide beef brisket. Now, beef brisket is definitely one of my favorite things to sous vide that takes multiple days. There are some beef recipes for sous vide, like cooking a steak that's like 1 to 2 inches. That will only take about 45 minutes to a few hours in the sous vide bath. But beef brisket is a long, slow process, and you just have to be okay with that going into it. But most people, once they taste the brisket, they really understand why 2 days of cook time really pays off. So let's get started and dive right into how to sous vide beef brisket. I think that once you make this recipe once or twice, you'll have it memorized by heart and you'll be making it whenever you have a get-together. So as you saw, we had to cut down this brisket because the container that we had, our Cambro, was just too small to fit the entire sous vide brisket. So we cut off a little piece, saved it for later, but we could have also vacuum sealed that extra piece and sous vide cooked it at the same time. So we season the brisket with salt, pepper, cumin. You know, every time we do it, we season it a little bit different, but you can get the recipe for this exact cook at sipbitego.com. So once we trim the brisket and we set the sous vide bath to 135 degrees, it was time to sear the beef. Now, you need a really large cast iron pan for this. Cast iron is definitely the best to get that sear, and you want it to be on medium-high heat. You want to get a nice sear, a nice brown bark going on that brisket before it hits the sous vide bath. If you're familiar with cooking steak sous vide, you know that they come out and they're looking a little funny because they don't have the sear. But when you do it like this for a long cook, when you sear the outside first, it actually comes out at the end and you can just pull apart the sous vide brisket or dice it up for sandwiches to mix with barbecue sauce. It comes out looking just as beautiful as you see it going in here. So you need to vacuum seal the sous vide brisket, and there are options to use other things like Ziploc bags, but for a long cook, for a 48-hour sous vide brisket, I definitely like to use vacuum seal bag just to make sure that it doesn't disintegrate or puncture along the way. So it goes into the bath, and you definitely need to cover this, and you want to make sure that you have a cutting board or something under the sous vide bath so your natural countertops don't get cracked. At the end, there are so many delicious ways to enjoy sous vide brisket. Check out my other recipes. This is a recipe preview from my sous vide cookbook. You can find it on Amazon and at Barnes & Nobles and all of the major book dealers. So I hope that you have a wonderful day and that you share your delicious sous vide brisket recipe with me on Instagram. Check out my website at sipbitego.com for more delicious recipes. Have a great day. Cheers!